Good evening. Here is the news on STEM Radio Vision, Elisha. First, the headlines. FCT 2026, low turnout, late arrival of INEC officials, Marpo. Ocean government invites ICPC to investigate 13.7 billion payroll fraud. Super Eagles too big for Shelley. Nigeria coach slammed for 130K salary request. Israeli strikes kill at least 10 in Lebanon, officials say. Now the news in full. I am Chidinma, Abel. The Federal Capital Territory Area Council's election held today was marked by low voter turnout and late arrival of electoral officials. Prior to the election, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has said a target was for the election to commence by 8 a.m. However, while INEC officials arrived at voting centers within the city center on time, the same could not be said of voting centers at the outskirts. For instance, at Kogo Primary School, which was polling units 28, 29 and 30, INEC officials arrived at about 8:10 a.m. However, voting did not commence until 8:30 a.m. Similarly, there was late arrival of INEC ad hoc staff and materials at polling units 064 and 8, Lugbe Across. Observers, party agents, voters arrived as early as 7 a.m. At Dakibiyu Village 244 Junction, Jabi, INEC officials at polling units 119 and 120 arrived on time, while voters and voting are yet to commence at 9 a.m. The story was different at polling unit 60 in Abidjan Street, Wuse Zone 3, where electoral officers arrived as early as 7:40 a.m. to prepare the units for accreditation and voting. And now on the state scene, Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has invited the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, to investigate and authenticate the alleged pilot 13.7 billion naira payroll of Osun State workers tagged ghost workers. It will be recalled that the consulting firm, Sally Tibot Limited, had alleged a payroll fraud of 13.7 billion naira under the present administration. However, the state government, through the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Kolakbo Alimi, denied the allegations, describing them as APC-sponsored fake news. Adeleke, in a later address to the chairman of ICPC, dated February 20, asked the Commission to review both the audit reports initially submitted by the consulting firm and the review committee. And now on the sports scene, former chairman of the Gombe State Football Association, Ahmed Shuaibu Gara Gombe, has warned Nigerian football authorities against agreeing to what he described as excessive demands from Eric Shelley, the current head coach of the Super Eagles. Reports earlier claimed that Shelley presented 19 conditions that must be met if he is to continue leading Nigeria's national team. The demands reportedly include a significant salary increase from €50,000 to £130,000 per month. The development comes only weeks after Shelley guided Nigeria to a third-place finish at the Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. The Malian coach had been tasked with reaching the final after Nigeria's runners-up finish at the previous edition. Although the team fell short of that objective, the Super Eagles impressed many observers with an attacking style of football. Nigeria scored 14 goals, the highest total in the tournament, and narrowly missed out on a place in the final after losing on penalties to host Morocco. Following that campaign, both the Nigeria Football Federation and the National Sports Commission indicated their willingness to keep Shelley in charge and even explore a contract extension. However, discussions around improved terms have now created division among football stakeholders. And now on the foreign scene, Israeli airstrikes have killed at least 10 people in eastern Lebanon, Lebanese officials say, despite a ceasefire. Israel's military said it targeted sites belonging to Hezbollah, a Shia Muslim militia and political party in the Bekaa Valley, an area where the group has a strong presence. Hezbollah confirmed that at least 6 of its members had been killed, including a senior field commander. The strikes are among the deadliest in Lebanon since a ceasefire ended the war between Israel and Hezbollah in November 2024. Despite the deal, which followed 13 months of conflict, Israel has carried out nearly deadly strikes on Lebanon. To end the news, here is a recap of our stories. We told you that the Federal Capital Territory Area Council's election scheduled for today was marked by low voter turnout and late arrival of electoral officials. Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has invited the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) to investigate and authenticate the alleged padded 13.7 billion payroll of Osun State workers tagged ghost workers. We also told you that former chairman of the Gombe State Football Association, Ahmed Shuaibu Gara Gombe, has warned Nigerian football authorities against agreeing to what he described as excessive demands from Eric Shelley, the current head coach of the Super Eagles. Lastly, we told you that Israeli airstrikes have killed at least 10 people in eastern Lebanon, Lebanese officials say, despite a ceasefire. That ends the news on STM Radio Vision, Elisha, Osun State, Nigeria. The news was edited by Onwayo Ajeboye and was brought to you by Chidinma, Abel. Thanks for listening. Good evening.